Deadly yacht fires. One of the most common ways for a yacht to be destroyed is when a fire somehow breaks out on board the vessel and is unable to be extinguished. No matter how luxurious a superyacht might be, it's not safe from fire despite typically being surrounded by water. Today we are going to be talking about yachts that have unfortunately been destroyed by fires. Be sure to stick around until the end of the video to hear about a marina fire that ended up destroying 5 yachts all at once. Benetti Andiamo Superyacht Fire. The motor yacht Andiamo was built in Fano, Italy by Benetti Yachts. The 36.6 meter long vessel has a beam of 7.9 meters and a draft of 1.95 meters. The privately owned yacht was designed by naval architect Fratelli Benetti with the help of Stefano Regini and was built to be able to accommodate up to 10 guests. Andiamo was maintained by a total of 7 crew members who made sure that guests aboard the luxury vessels wouldn't have to lift a finger. Thanks to the 2 MTU 12V 2000 M91 diesel engines, the privately owned motor yacht was capable of hitting a top speed of 16 knots with a cruising speed of 15 knots. While cruising, Andiamo had a range of roughly 3,300 nautical miles. The most recent owner of Andiamo was the famous singer, songwriter, and actor Mark Anthony. Sadly, Mark was forced to say goodbye to the Andiamo after a fire broke out on board the yacht, which caused it to capsize and rendered it totaled. It was around 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday, December 18, 2019, when Miami Fire and Rescue received a call that brought them to the Island Gardens Marina. They arrived to find a single vessel engulfed in flames, the Andiamo. The fire was reportedly under control within a few hours, and luckily no one was injured in the fire. While at first the cause of the fire remained a mystery, after an investigation it was determined that the likely cause was candles that had been lit and left unattended in the VIP suite of the superyacht. According to the investigation, which was conducted by the National Transportation Safety Board, the crew on board the yacht were preparing for a guest of the owner and, upon discovering the lights in the lower deck and the VIP suite were malfunctioning, decided to light candles. Of the 3 candles lit, 2 of them didn't have candle holders. It only took a few moments for the fire to start. The fire led to the loss of the Andiamo, which was estimated to be worth $6.3 million. On top of that, there was roughly $480,000 worth of damage done to the marina and other neighboring yachts. Torquay Yacht Fire. Rendezvous was a 26-meter-long motor yacht that was built by Princess in the UK and was delivered to its owner in 2010. The Rendezvous was designed to accommodate up to 8 guests along with 3 crew members. The superyacht is powered by dual MTY engines, which allowed the vessel to cruise comfortably at around 23 knots. The yacht was capable of holding up to 8,400 liters of diesel fuel on board, which didn't help when a fire broke out on board the Rendezvous, which caused the yacht to sink to the ocean floor and be determined as totaled. The tragedy occurred earlier this year on Saturday, May 28, 2022. It was in the early hours of the afternoon when it was reported that the Rendezvous had caught fire while it was moored at Princess Pier Marina, which is located in southwest England. According to reports from BBC, eyewitnesses in the area claimed to hear a loud banging sound, which was followed by an explosive fire. It's believed that the fire began in the front of the Rendezvous before quickly spreading across the entire ship. The flames on the yacht burnt right through the ropes that had tethered the vessel to the pontoons, causing the yacht to drift closer to the pier where it continued to burn rapidly. Throughout the duration of the fire, multiple explosions could be heard from the Rendezvous. There was said to be around 8,000 liters of fuel on board the yacht, which caused the fire and rescue services to evacuate the Torquay Marina as they continued to quell the flames. It wasn't until around 6 p.m. that evening when the fire was officially reported as being put out. While the majority of the Rendezvous had burned, anything that was left sunk to the seabed below. Thankfully, no one in or around the Princess Pier Marina at the time of the incident was injured. After the ship had fully submerged and the fire was officially put out, a spokesperson said that the situation had been handed over to the Environment Agency, which will concern itself with any possible pollution caused in the water or air in the surrounding area. Lady MM Fire. The Lady MM was a 47.5 meter long motor yacht with a beam of 8.9 meters and a draft of 2.5 meters. The superyacht was built by ISA from Italy, who delivered the vessel to its owner back in 2003. Lady MM was capable of accommodating up to 10 guests across the 5 staterooms and was maintained by a total of 10 crew members. Thanks to her 2 MTU engines, the Lady MM was capable of reaching a top speed of up to 17 knots before it was sadly destroyed. It was around 6 a.m. on Tuesday, August 25, 2020, when the Olbia Coast Guard claims to have picked up a distress signal coming from the Lady MM. The superyacht had been in the process of sailing from Capri to Porto Cervo when all of a sudden a fire broke out on board the vessel, as it was about 50 miles away from the Costa Smeralda. The Coast Guard sent out 2 patrol boats along with a helicopter to assist the yacht and its crew, who had reported to the Coast Guard that they had abandoned the yacht for their safety. Aerial footage was captured of the yacht as it burned, and black smoke can be seen pouring off the luxury vessel. The Coast Guard claims to have intercepted the yacht's crew and escorted them to safety. Although the claims have been disputed and claimed to be false by one of the crews who were actually on the Lady MM at the time of the fire, the unidentified crew member claims that a fire had broken out in the engine room of the yacht just after 5 in the morning, and after getting into contact with the Coast Guard, the crew left the ship and hopped on board one of the tenders. The crew member claims that they waited around the yacht as it burned for about half an hour before deciding to head towards Sardinia in hopes of running into a rescue team along the way. He claims that they made it all the way to Sardinia without running into any rescue efforts. An ambulance along with emergency personnel met the crew at the dock in Sardinia, and everyone was thankfully unharmed during the incident. Drinkability and the Donaskilde fire in Rhode Island. A fire that ended up destroying 2 massive yachts broke out in a marina that was located in Portsmouth, Rhode Island on Friday, December 10, 2021. Both the Donaskilde and the Drinkability were lost to the fire, which required more than 70 firefighters to subdue. The Drinkability was a yacht that measured 30.5 meters in length and had a beam of 7 meters. The vessel was built by Ocean Alexander in Taiwan and was delivered to its owner in 2021, less than a year before the yacht's destruction. She was designed with 4 staterooms that are able to accommodate up to 8 guests. The yacht was powered by dual MAN engines that allowed her to maintain a cruising speed of up to 22 knots while being able to hit a maximum speed of 25 knots. Now, being that the Donaskilde is a similar sized yacht when compared to the Drinkability, you might have figured that they would travel at roughly the same speeds. Well, it turns out the Donaskilde was actually quite a bit slower than Drinkability, with a cruising speed of just over 13 knots. This is primarily because the Donaskilde is a sailing yacht that is propelled by 2 sails with assistance from a single Cummins incorporated engine, instead of 2 engines like Drinkability. Donaskilde was a yacht that was built by Southern Ocean and was delivered to its owner in 2009. The yacht measured a length of 32 meters with a beam of 7 meters. Up to 9 guests could sleep on board the superyacht across the 3 cabins, and the ship was maintained by 4 crew members. It was around 10:30 in the morning on December 10th of last year, 2021, when emergency services responded to a fire that had been reported at the Hinckley Yachts Marina and Boatyard in Portsmouth, Rhode Island. It's been reported that the fire was caused by a group of men who were working on repairing the hull of one of the ships. The boat caught fire, which ended up sending a large cloud of smoke into the sky that could allegedly be seen for miles. Workers who were on the scene when the fire broke out have mentioned hearing loud bangs before most of them were sent running. The fires quickly spread to the 2 superyachts, the Drinkability and the Donaskilde, and before long it was too late to save them. According to the fire chief, 8 different departments were called to the fire to help put it out, and the smoke was so thick in some areas that those working to put out the fire were forced to wear SCBA air and masks in order for them to breathe. It took the firefighters more than 8 hours to extinguish the flames, and multiple groups of firefighters remained at the site overnight in case they were to start up again. Both Drinkability and Donaskilde were considered to be totaled in the fire, with no chance of them being salvaged. Marina Castella fire. Do you know what's worse than a fire that destroys 2 yachts? a fire that spreads and totals 5 yachts, which is exactly what happened in the Marina Castella in Croatia. Marina Castella is a marina that was built on the southeast end of the Castella Bay, and while it's often seen by yacht and boat owners as a safe place to harbor their ships, that sadly wasn't the case on the evening of May 29, 2021. At around 8:30 p.m. that night, a fire broke out on a yacht that had been anchored in the marina. The exact cause of the fire was never released, with some sources claiming the fire was started due to a technical error, and other reports stating that the fire was caused by human error and started in the kitchen of the vessel. The fire began to rage within an instant as crew members attempted to put the fire out. Sadly, they were unsuccessful. To make matters even worse, shortly after the yacht caught fire, it began to slowly drift through the Marina Castella toward and around dozens of other anchored vessels. The fire soon began spreading from one ship to another, and before long, a total of 5 yachts had caught fire. A witness to the event made a statement describing the disaster, describing it as terrible. According to the witness, people scattered in all directions throughout the marina, with people screaming and jumping for help. The scene was engulfed in large clouds of black smoke due to all of the burning plastics and oil that were on board the 5 doomed vessels. The owner of the Marina Castella, Josko Berket, stated that had the wind been blowing, the situation would have been far more catastrophic. 3 of the 5 yachts that had caught fire were towed from Marina Castella into the nearby bay. However, 2 of them completely burned and ended up sinking to the seabed. The third made it to the beach, but it too ended up being totaled due to the burn damage. As for the other 2 ships, they have also been declared totaled as they burned on a pontoon that was located inside the marina. While the destruction of 5 yachts is horrible, it's a miracle that no one in the situation was hurt and that everyone involved is alive and healthy. That's all for today's video. If you found something interesting in today's footage, be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel to ensure you don't miss any of our amazing uploads.
Ship collisions occur when 2 or more vessels come into contact with each other, resulting in damage to the ships, injuries or fatalities to crew members, and potential environmental disasters. These accidents can happen for a variety of reasons, including human error, mechanical failure, adverse weather conditions, poor visibility, or miscommunication between vessels. Ship collisions, whether with other vessels, bridges, pontoons, or other structures, can cause devastating injuries, property damage, and environmental harm. These accidents can occur due to a variety of reasons, such as navigational errors, adverse weather conditions, mechanical failures, or even human factors like fatigue or negligence. One of the most common causes of ship collisions is human error. This can include mistakes made by the crew members operating the vessels, such as failing to properly navigate or maintain a safe distance from other ships. Mechanical failures can also lead to collisions if a ship's equipment malfunctions or breaks down while at sea. Human error is the most common cause of maritime collisions. This can include mistakes the ship's crew makes and errors made by passengers, such as engaging in dangerous behavior or failing to follow safety procedures. Mechanical failures. Failures in crucial systems like the engine, steering system, or hull can lead to serious maritime accidents. Adverse weather conditions like heavy fog, strong winds, or rough seas can reduce visibility and make it difficult for ship operators to avoid collisions. Poor communication between vessels can also play a significant role in accidents at sea, as misunderstandings or misinterpretations of signals can lead to dangerous situations. Weather conditions. Fog, high winds, heavy rain, and rough seas can impair visibility and vessel maneuverability. Inadequate or unclear communication between vessels, especially regarding intentions and maneuvers, can result in misunderstandings and collisions. Overall, ship collisions are serious incidents that pose risks to both human life and the environment. Preventing these accidents requires careful planning, effective communication, and adherence to safety protocols while at sea. One of the major causes of ship collisions is human error. This can include mistakes made by the crew, such as misinterpreting navigational signals, failing to follow established rules of the road, or simply not paying attention to their surroundings. Fatigue and lack of proper training can also contribute to human error, leading to disastrous consequences. Human error causes the majority of maritime accidents. Human error. This includes crew negligence, insufficient training, or fatigue, which can lead to navigation mistakes or lapses in judgment. Human error typically occurs due to improper training and/or lack of training, inexperience, fatigue from being overworked, and overexertion. Another common cause of ship collisions is mechanical failure. Issues with the ship's propulsion system, steering gear, or other critical components can result in a loss of control over the vessel and make it difficult to avoid collisions with other ships or obstacles in the water. Poor maintenance practices and equipment failure can exacerbate these problems, increasing the likelihood of accidents occurring. Equipment failure is another common cause of maritime collisions. Steering failure. If the ship's steering system fails, the ship may lose the ability to change direction, making it difficult to avoid obstacles or other vessels. Equipment failure due to poor maintenance or defects can play a role in causing accidents too. Weather conditions can also play a significant role in causing ship collisions. Heavy fog, rough seas, strong currents, and other environmental factors can impair visibility and make it harder for ships to maneuver safely. In extreme cases, severe weather events like hurricanes or typhoons can create dangerous conditions that increase the risk of collisions between vessels. Giant cruise ships are marvels of modern engineering, towering over the sea with their impressive size and luxurious amenities. These floating cities offer passengers the opportunity to explore exotic destinations while enjoying all the comforts of home. From gourmet dining to world-class entertainment, these massive vessels cater to every whim and desire. Cruise ships are large vessels designed to carry passengers in comfort and luxury across the seas and oceans. These floating cities of leisure and luxury have long been celebrated for their ability to offer a unique travel experience. Each one is packed with a huge variety of dining, entertainment, activities, and relaxation options for all ages. But what happens when these giants of the sea encounter rough waters? The sheer size and weight of these ships make them incredibly resilient in the face of storms and high waves. Despite their seemingly unwieldy nature, these behemoths are designed to withstand even the most challenging weather conditions. Giants of the seas, the ships that transformed modern cruising. These ships are wide in size and made with heavy materials, allowing them to handle even the most harrowing of waves. Modern aircraft are designed to withstand some of the harshest weather conditions during flights. As they navigate through choppy seas and powerful winds, giant cruise ships rely on advanced stabilization systems to keep passengers safe and comfortable. These systems work tirelessly to minimize the effects of rough seas, ensuring a smooth ride for everyone on board. Cruise ships are built to include stabilizers, which minimize the rolling, side-to-side leaning passengers feel in choppy seas. They are also zero-speed, meaning they minimize drag by maximizing lift, greatly reducing any rolling caused by rough seas. In this article, we will delve into the world of giant cruise ships and explore how they navigate strong waves during a storm. Join us as we uncover the fascinating technology and engineering that goes into making these incredible vessels safe and seaworthy in even the most challenging conditions. The impact of strong waves on cruise ships can be a harrowing experience for both passengers and crew members. When faced with turbulent seas, these massive vessels must navigate through powerful waves that can reach heights of several meters. The force of the waves crashing against the hull of the ship can cause it to sway violently from side to side, creating a sense of unease among those on board. Video footage from passengers shows large waves and high winds crashing into the cruise ship. The sudden force and height of these waves can overwhelm even large vessels, making navigation perilous. The wave strikes the ship at night and cripples the vessel, causing the boat to tip for a short period onto its side. The structural integrity of the ship is put to the test as it battles against the relentless power of the ocean. The weight and size of these giant cruise ships provide some stability, but even they are not immune to the forces of nature. In extreme cases, large waves can cause damage to the exterior of the ship, leading to potential leaks or other safety concerns. Despite all the structural and technical perfection, ships often fail under testing conditions. That said, cruise ships are built to withstand rough seas and large waves, and they have a balance between buoyancy and weight. The impact of a rogue wave can destabilize a ship, leading to accidents, loss of cargo, and, in extreme cases, sinking. Passengers may find themselves feeling seasick or anxious as they witness their floating home being tossed around by Mother Nature. Crew members work tirelessly to ensure the safety and well-being of everyone on board. But there is always an element of uncertainty when facing such powerful forces at sea. For passengers and spectators on the ground, strong winds which cause aircraft to sway back and forth can seem alarming and feel precarious for those on board. These comprehensive precautions are essential for maintaining the safety and security of passengers and crew members, ensuring a safe voyage through potentially dangerous waters. Overall, the impact of strong waves on cruise ships serves as a reminder of our vulnerability in the face of nature's raw power. When giant cruise ships encounter stormy weather, safety measures must be in place to ensure the well-being of passengers and crew members. One important measure is to closely monitor weather forecasts and adjust the ship's route accordingly to avoid the worst of the storm. Additionally, crew members should secure all loose items on deck and close all windows and doors to prevent water from entering the ship. Cruise lines have extensive safety protocols in place to ensure the safety of passengers and crew during storms. If a hurricane is approaching, the captain and crew will closely monitor the storm's path and adjust the ship's route as necessary. Close all hatches, doors, watertight compartments, and windows to reduce the amount of water taken on board. During rough seas, passengers should be advised to stay in their cabins or designated safe areas where they can ride out the storm safely. Crew members should also be trained in emergency procedures and know how to respond quickly and effectively in case of an emergency. Earlier that day, passengers had been told to stay in their cabins by the captain as he attempted to ride out the storm. Crew member training. Crew members receive robust training in safety, security, and first aid to prevent and respond to potential emergency situations. Furthermore, cruise ships are equipped with advanced stabilizing technology that helps minimize the impact of rough seas on the ship's movement. This technology includes stabilizers that help reduce side-to-side rolling motion and keep the ship steady in turbulent waters. A modern cruise ship is equipped with stabilizing technology for when it encounters rough seas. Passenger vessels are equipped with stabilizers that extend off the ship's sides to reduce the amount of rolling. Overall, safety measures for cruise ships in stormy weather are crucial for ensuring a smooth sailing experience for passengers and crew members alike. By following these measures, cruise ships can navigate strong waves with confidence and ensure everyone on board remains safe during inclement weather conditions. When faced with stormy weather and strong waves, giant cruise ships must rely on a combination of advanced technology and skilled navigation to safely navigate through the rough seas. These massive vessels are equipped with state-of-the-art stabilizers that help to reduce the impact of waves and keep the ship steady in turbulent waters. Yes, cruise ships may encounter rough seas while avoiding hurricanes. However, modern cruise ships are fully capable of handling rough seas and have highly efficient stabilizers to prevent ships from rolling. While today's purpose-built expedition ships may have oversized stabilizers to help steady them in winds and waves and strengthened hulls to protect their cargo and machinery, they are not entirely foolproof. In addition to stabilizers, modern cruise ships also utilize sophisticated weather forecasting systems that allow them to anticipate and avoid severe storms whenever possible. By carefully monitoring weather patterns and adjusting their course accordingly, cruise ship captains can steer clear of dangerous conditions and keep passengers safe. Cruise ships are equipped with sophisticated weather monitoring systems that provide real-time data about approaching storms. Cruise companies follow the weather very carefully, changing itineraries, canceling sailings, and working hard to keep passengers and crew out of harm's way. Furthermore, cruise ships are designed with reinforced hulls that are able to withstand the powerful forces of nature. This ensures that even in the most challenging conditions, the ship remains structurally sound and able to continue its journey without compromising the safety of those on board. When it comes to rough seas on a cruise ship, these massive vessels are well equipped to handle anything nature can throw at them. Testing during the construction phase ensures that the ship can remain buoyant and not capsize in the event of poor weather. Overall, navigating through rough seas is a complex task that requires a combination of technology, experience, and skill. By employing these various strategies, cruise ships are able to confidently sail through stormy weather while ensuring the comfort and safety of their passengers.